don't mind, turn off your cell phones. That would be a very good thing. They seem to always come on at the opportune time. I better make sure mine's turned down.
Charlie, the only time they answer is God calls.
Yeah, that's right. And mine was not turned down. Well, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Yay. Great. Okay. Yay. Well, it's a beautiful day here. We have a great treat to share with you all, and that's our fairy, Elaine Silver, who we'll bring on in just a few minutes. We had a terrific day yesterday at our Ministers Conference, Alliance of Divine Love Ministers Conference, and Elaine did a beautiful presentation. We actually covered the 4 earth elements, and Elaine was air. And it was fun, wonderful, and I know you all are in for a real treat today. You're going to love it. Also, if you're interested, at 2 o'clock, Elaine's going to do a 2-hour seminar from 2 to 4. And we can sign you up at the back table. It's $20, and with that you get a free CD of your choice. She has a couple to choose from. So it's a great deal. And of course, the ones you choose from, if you don't want one of those, you can upgrade it for only $5 to go to see if you want a different one. So it's wonderful, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm also looking very much forward to this service. So I'd like to begin by welcoming everybody here today. I'm Reverend Charlotte, and it's great to see all the smiling faces as always on Sunday morning. And I'd like to welcome any visitors that we have, anyone who's never been here before. And I think that area is complete. But who's this lady in the front row?
I was never here before, except well yesterday, but.
Yeah, well, welcome. We're glad you're here. And who else? Anyone else in this section? Okay, we've got a few visitors here. Let me scan the rows. Okay, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Mary Ann Kilkenny, and I'm all the way from Asheville, North Carolina.
Hi, I'm Linda Williams, and I'm seasonal in Asheville, North Carolina, and in the winter I'm in Sarasota, Florida, and I was Fairy Elaine's office assistant. My first time here, and I did not know she was.
If you don't think you're in the right place.
I
And what about this lady?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ruth Metters. Recent transplant to North Carolina from Austin, Texas. I live in Weaverville. I'm Joy Reeser. I live in Brevard, and I came yesterday for my first time to Namaste Center because I was given all day at a conference. I heard Elaine's music 2 booths over from me. And so I knew she was here yesterday and today, and so that's why.
Well, we're glad you're here. Okay, did I get this section? And over here, I know we have one more visitor over there. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Robb. I'm here visiting my friend David, and I'm on my way to Greenville to find a home.
Well, good. Well, welcome. Okay, I just want to give everyone a heads up. Roland has so graciously stepped up to do these videos for us, and they're very professionally done. They're better than Ellen pushing the buttons. You never know what we were getting. So these are actually very beautiful. If you haven't watched the couple that he's done, check them out on our website or on the weekly email. But he is, as a result of this, he's doing the whole service, and he is scanning the group. If there's anybody who has an objection to being on the video, let Roland know, because we don't want to offend anybody. But I would like to think that everybody would like to be on there, because you're all such beautiful souls here. And so, got a few announcements, all good ones. Last week, we had a blast parking cars for the Apple Festival. I thought I'd never say that, but we did. And just to let you know, after 3 days, we made $900. Woo! Yeah, it was great. And did an awesome job putting together the signs and the ropes, and he's already got a plan for the next one, so thank you. Who else? I want to stand up and acknowledge you guys, because it was hot. It was brutal out there. Whoever helped stand up so we can honor you appropriately. Come on, don't be shy. Thank you. So you'll all have an opportunity to pitch in. I guess the next one is in the spring. That'll be the Plant and Garden Show. So that's fantastic. Also, Roland has come up with a wonderful idea, and he's offered to oversee this. And that is to have a Namaste Christmas play, or maybe a choir or something. He did this at the Unity Church in Palm Beach Gardens, which my good friend Diane Robinson is the minister there. And Diane only has wonderful things to share about everything with Roland. You know her too, she's fantastic. And she's coming here next month to speak, which is great. I just got the email from her, so I'm excited about that. But if anyone is willing to put themselves out there and embarrass themselves greatly, you can talk to Roland and be a part of our Namaste choir. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for doing that, Roland. And he also has a great idea, which I already see friendships forming and people getting together, and it's really wonderful. But I know that there's still people who'd like to get to know each other better and outside of this environment. So he's offered to take on the boys' night out, and so who knows where that's going to lead. So ladies, I don't know if you trust your husbands with this man, but yeah. So would you like to say something?
Yeah, Brian is not here today. He and I went to the ball game a couple of weeks ago. And, we had a couple of beers, and we just had a great time. And so I was thinking, darts or something like that, where the guys can all just get together and get silly, like maybe on a Wednesday or something.
Okay.
So talk to me after the service. We'll start an email thing, and you'll put it on the announcements.
Yeah, it'll be on the next e-news, and then you can just contact Roland if you're interested. And of course, if there's a lady who'd like to create ladies' night out, I'm happy to do that too. So, and then eventually the ladies and the men will get together. Ladies and men night out. So thank you for thinking that up, Roland. This week, you'll see all the programs this week listed on the inside of your bulletin. And Becky Hurt, she is actually, she was recommended by Morgan, who's not here today, unfortunately. He had to do his taxes, he said. But anyway, this is a friend of his, and he's been studying with her, and she offers this bars presentation. It's something to do with the mind, and he said it's transformed his life. And I think he said she's wonderful. So if you want to join us at 7 o'clock on Wednesday, please do. It's going to be, I'm sure, a great seminar. So that's our Wednesday evening. Otherwise, everything is pretty much status quo. Also, the last thing I'd like to do is, last week, where's Claire?
There's also Friday drumming.
There's Claire. Claire, what's that?
There's also Friday drumming.
We are doing drumming Friday.
I am.
Okay, well, good. I talked to Ann about that, and we decided, okay, so please tell us.
No, I mean, I think it's still in the bold.
Oh, okay, for this Friday.
Yeah, the bold one. I think
Okay.
it's still in there for this Friday. So I'll be there.
Okay,
So
terrific.
if you want to
I'll be
come
there.
from
Okay, Ann will be there, Sue Ellen will be there, 7 o'clock drumming.
drumming.
And also, just for everyone who's been asking, is we're now having the ladies drumming the first Wednesday of each night, so that'll be our ladies' night out. First Wednesday starting in October. And it'll be drumming and messages, so that'll be really fun. So thank you gals for stepping up on this. Yes, ma'am.
Will Heidi be starting her?
And Heidi, yes, thank you very much. Heidi is starting her class this week, and it is Science of Mind 101. Heidi Peck is a Science of Mind minister who comes here when she's not at her church across the state. And many people have taken her course and love it. So it starts this week, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. James does have the sign up at the back table for that. So really grateful for Heidi to share her wisdom and all the good teachings from Science of Mind. Back to where I was, if I didn't forget anything. Claire and Susan and I had the privilege of facilitating Prosperity Plus 1 and 2, and we just ended our 10 weeks last week. And it was a wonderful group. Well, I can only speak for mine. I guess yours was too. I'm sure it was. And we had a great time. And I saw lives transformed in this experience. And Susan was sweet enough to actually create diplomas for the group. Yes, thank you, Susan and Claire. You all were awesome, and everyone in the group. So, would you like to come up, you two ladies, and we'll give out our diplomas. We'll announce, Susan, I'll let you go first.
All righty.
Oh, Susan brought presents.
Oh,
Yeah. Whoops, I didn't. That's right. Now I've been shamed into it, I think. She's nicer than I am.
She has more time than you.
This is very awesome. Well, I'd like to start this presentation out by just honoring Claire Collins, because she has been amazing. She not only does the things that I ask her if she would please do, but she comes up with things to do that are awesome, very helpful, and I appreciate her so much. Actually, I made you a diploma too. Yeah. Well, you never learn something as well as when you teach it, you know, so she gets a diploma too. Don't you think that's neat?
Yes.
Would Brian Chrissy please come up? Pam Chrissy. Karen. I have had the privilege of having Karen in my class. And because of Karen's dedication, I created an award for the most dedicated student. And I gotta tell you, this is flat amazing. She never missed a class all through Prosperity 1. She retook, audited Prosperity 1 and didn't miss a class. And she took Prosperity 2 and never, ever missed a class. And is Donna Mintz here?
No, she is not.
Okay, well, I'll just hang on to this, and that is yours.
Well, thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
And I would like to have my group come up here. We have Sue Ellen and Jean and Howard. And yay, congratulations. And they were all perfect attendance too. They were amazing. And if you all would choose to
Same.
and sing. In 10 words or less, what you get from the class.
Well, for me, it has pretty much changed my whole thought patterns and my whole idea of how I'm doing my life. And totally recommend this. Totally, it is really amazing. It truly is.
Well, what you did amazing. Sue Ellen. I only get 2 words this time.
Trust. I really connected to trusting God, trusting Spirit and Universe to support me in my life and support me on my path. And it's been a pleasure and a joy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, for me, I would say giving and the realization how infinite the universe is, and just be out there in it and be open, receptive for what the universe is always holding out for me. Don't be afraid to ask for it.
Well, good. Well, you all were awesome. Thank you so much. I didn't mean to slight you guys. Karen, what did you get out of it, babe?
What did I guess the desire to, I'm not really, I guess more confident that I could get another job. I'm more confident. I used to be afraid to try to and I'm the first to go to temp agencies that don't want to say it's a waste. I don't want to look for another job because they're not going to hire me anyway.
Well, good. So you got confidence. Well, we're here for you. That's fantastic.
I found that the emphasis on sprouts was interesting, watching for those things in your life, and then watering. Take care of it.
Yeah, very cool.
Go ahead and take it easy.
Amen. Well, good deal.
I think it's a whole change in your way of thinking. You just look at the world differently and you're more empowered.
Indeed, absolutely. Well, good, y'all. It's great. And one person in my group, only she had to miss the last two, not because she was slacking, but because she has a grandbaby who was supposed to be born last week in Germany. Still waiting, aren't we, Grandma?
Great grandma.
Great Grandma, yes. This is for Linda.
Thank you. I know she appreciates that very much.
Well,
she has more vigor than ever.
Oh, that's good. We'll be starting another one soon, and we'll keep you posted on that. But right now, we are going to bless our service, and then I'm going to bring our guest speaker up. So close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and let go, and open yourself up to all the possibilities that exist in our universe, which are limitless. We open our hearts to love, and we allow the Holy Spirit to enter our hearts and our minds so that we may be transformed by this experience. We place our center, we place our future in the hands of God, and we know that all is well, and so it is. Amen. Okay, we have something new today. Before even Fairy Lane, we're doing a member minute. And because we have so many great people here, and we want to really, the relationships are forming, people are really getting to know each other and connect, but a lot of people don't know anything about anyone else. So Roland had a wonderful idea, and that person who gives the idea gets to go first. So Roland, I'm going to begin with you. This is a kickoff, and every Sunday I'm going to ask for a volunteer to do exactly what Roland's doing, because this goes out to the world.
Okay. I have 1 minute only, so Charlotte emphasized that, but we all must know it's only a minute, so I'm already used up some seconds. But I'm a piano player, I'm a videographer, and I try to think of myself as a really sweet, wonderful person who cares about people in the grocery store, and I always say, are you having a nice day today? And people respond well. And I have found in this community like-minded people in that sense, and that is priceless to me. And I want to say that in my view, it starts with Charlotte. She said to me in my troubled times when I was talking to her a while back, I'm here to support you. And she has really shown that. And so I want to say that I'm here to support every one of you. If any of you ever feel that you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. And I kind of feel the same, that I could go to any one of you too. Barbara Stitt has been a great friend in the little time that I've known her, and I could name a lot of names, Brian, whoever else. Okay, thank you for the minute.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Roland. That was wonderful. And we are blessed, and certainly blessed today We missed Terry. I gave him I realized he's hardly taken a day off in over a year. So I said, please come in and open. He said, nah, I think I'll take the day off. I was like, okay. So anyway, we're going to be well covered because we have this wonderful Fairy Elaine Silver who's going to take over from here. And let's welcome Fairy Elaine.
Good morning. Good morning. It's really beautiful here. And I would trust my husband was Roland for the night. So today I'm going to be presenting prayer through singing. And we're going to do a congregational song. And I'm going to invite you to stand a little bit later so you can get to know it. I have it all figured out. And I'm so excited you're going to have somebody here teaching science of mind principles, because that's my path, the science of mind, religious science. So we have an affirmative type of prayer. I call it a prayer technology, and there's 5 steps. And the 3rd step is affirmation. So this song is called I Am. Affirmations begin with I am usually. And so I'd like you to think about something that you would like to affirm for yourself today while we're singing this part. I am, 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 I am. I think you know the words. We ready to try this? Here we go. I am, 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 I am the ocean, I am the sea. I know the greatest power lives within me. Here's us. I am, 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 I am the lover. I am the loved. I know the greatest power within, below and above. I am, 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 I am the mountains, I am the land. I know the greatest power flows through my hands. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. Can we all stand and sing I am the ocean, I am the sea? Here we go. I am the ocean, I am the sea. I know the greatest power lives within me. I know the greatest power lives within me. I am the lover, I am the love. I am the lover. I am the love. I know the greatest power within, below, and above. I know the greatest power within, below, and above. I am, 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 I am. opportunity to just invite one or two or three of you to give me an affirmation. But don't just say joyful, you would say, I am joyful. So, Charlotte, can you give us an affirmation with your big voice?
I am light.
I am light.
I am peace.
I am peace. Anybody? I am love.
I am
Okay.
prosperity.
All right, so what we're going to do now, so we're all going to chant. I'm going to count to 3, and we're all going to shout out, I am whatever it is you are. 1, 2, 2.5, 3.
I am
All right. And let's seal it with another, I am. 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 I am the mountains, I am the land. I am the mountains. I know the greatest power flows through my hands. I know the greatest power flows through my. I know the greatest power flows. I know the greatest power flows through my. Is that my command? I know. I know the greatest power is at my all right. Fantastic. You guys are awesome. Or y'all are awesome.
You're awesome too.
I accept. So we're going to do a meditation so we can all start to get prepared. I need to sit for this and play this little box. And this little meditation piece, this is actually going to be a participation meditation. So you can close your eyes if you would like. You can lower your gaze if you would like. Or not. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. And this is called a Shruti box. This is from India. And it's really a drone instrument. And remember I talked about the spiritual mind treatment and there's 5 steps? I'll just briefly tell you. The first step is recognition that God or spirit is all there is. Everything is an expression or an extension of that. And step 2 is called unification. So if God is all there is, then I must be part of that, an expression of that. And then the third step, of course, is your affirmation. The fourth step is acceptance and gratitude. And then the fifth step is just to release it and let it go. And allow it to come. The second step in the spiritual mind treatment is where the power of the prayer lies. When you unify with spirit. And one beautiful way to unify with spirit is to sing or to say, I am that I am. Now you. I am that I am. Now you. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am Now I'd like you to take a deep breath through your nose. And as you exhale, let it go down and out through the bottoms of your toes. And another deep breath in. And as you exhale, let that beautiful energy go back into the mother. And let's breathe in love. Breathe out joy. Breathe in peace. Breathe out release. Breathe in receiving. Breathe out believing. Breathe in forgiving. And breathe out thanksgiving. Breathe in divine devotion. And breathe in divine emotion. And as we tap into the source of all that is, let's know that our thought is creative. We're just going to echo back. My heart is open. My heart is open. My thoughts can heal. My thoughts can heal. Divine emotion. Divine emotion is what I feel. Is what I feel. My heart is open, my thoughts can heal. Divine emotion is what I feel. I'd love for you to take a brief moment to set an intention for yourself, knowing that your thoughts can heal and your heart is open. And when you're thinking something and feeling it, that's a powerful message. That's a manifestation technique, if you like, where you guide the energy. Let's set an intention. Or not. I am that I am. 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 feel that. Breathe into that. And when you feel like it, you can come back to the room pretty soon. Is everybody back? Okay, as I mentioned, my lesson today is prayer through singing. And I wanted to talk a little bit about prayer, very little bit. There's two kinds of prayers, actually. There's the please, 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 please kind of prayer. And then there's the thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you kind of prayer. So I'm going to teach you the chorus of one of the thank you kind of prayers, and it's called Thank You for Another Wonderful Day. And I learned this from the singing of Lisa Ashman at the Positive Music Awards a few years ago. And I just got an email from her yesterday, and she's happy to have me put it on my next CD. So I'll teach you one line at a time. It goes, thank you for another wonderful day. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. Thank you for another wonderful day. Now let's try it all together. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. I wake up to sunshine. I did not invent the sunshine. Or it might be raining. I did not make up the rain. There's so much beauty, it's hard to ignore it. Once you see beauty, you've got to see more. When I see such beauty, I see your hand in it, Lord. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. Here's a chance. Here's a chance to help my brothers and my sisters help each other. Thank you for another wonderful day. You made the mountains, you made the hills and valleys. You made the oceans, you made an ocean of stars. You made these children inhabit this place. And best of all, you love what you made. In all of creation, the depth of your love is displayed. Thank you for another wonderful day. Here's another chance to walk in your way. for another wonderful day. And so it is. Woo, good job. Give yourself a hand. Okay. My guitar's too loud? Okay. Okay, I can handle that. Let's see here. Technology. It's so fantastic when it works.
Yeah, in the old days, the one too loud, it's too bad.
Okay, so we're going to move on to another kind of prayer. And this is a song that I put together, taken from the prayer of Jabez. How many people here are familiar with the prayer of Jabez or Jabez? There's a minister named Reverend Bruce Wilkinson, and he's a Christian minister in the more traditional sense than we have here. And I have heard different sermons. I've heard different people talk about the same passages in the Bible with a totally opposite interpretation. And really, life is an interpretation. And I said this a few times yesterday, but it's like a belief is just a thought you keep thinking over and over. And, some people keep thinking that. And no matter how maybe off balance it might be, people believe. It is done unto you as you believe. So he found this paragraph in Chronicles 10:4. Chronicles is the part in the Old Testament where this one begat that one, and that one begat that one, and that one begat that, and there was a lot of begatting going on. But when it got to this guy Jabez, there was a whole little paragraph written on him. And basically what it said was, when his mother was pregnant with him, it was a very painful pregnancy and a very painful birth. So when he was born, what does she name him? Jabez, which means pain. And I could relate to that because when I was a little kid, my family sometimes called me Elaine the Pain. So, just being transparent. And so he decided that he was never ever going to deliberately cause anyone pain. And then he got the idea that he would ask God for blessings to enlarge his territory. Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, and your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may cause no pain. And the idea is we're supposed to ask for blessings. You don't ask, the answer is automatically no. But in New Thought philosophy, we don't do the please, please, please. We affirm and declare that it's already so. So I took those 5 lines and I stuck an affirmation in between each of the lines, and I call this New Thoughts on Jabez. Kind of a little doo-woppy sounding here. Oh, that you would bless me indeed. I am blessed, and enlarge my territory. I manifest, and your hand would be with me. I am caressed, and that you would keep on to another kind of prayer. And this is the Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. How many people here are familiar with the Ho'oponopono? Quite a few. Well, if you're not familiar, I'll just give you a little introduction for this. The Ho'oponopono is the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, and what people used to do was they would go to the kahuna when they wanted to establish an atmosphere of forgiveness. And then in the 70s, a woman named Morna Simeona decided that she was going to take this prayer and bring it to the people, because she understood that we each have our own direct connection. In fact, we can't not be connected. We're always connected. What we do is forget that we're connected and feel disconnected. And so she took it out into the masses, and then she had a star pupil named Dr. Hugh Len. And this prayer evidently healed his daughter. She had a very severe, I think it was a skin disease, and nothing worked. For 10 years, nothing worked, and this prayer worked. And in 1982, for 3 years, he started working at the Hawaii State Hospital for the Criminally Insane. And this was men, and they were criminals, and they were insane, and there was a lot of violence among the patients/inmates, among themselves, as well as the people that worked there. And there was a very high turnover of employees. And so Dr. Hugh Len started working there, and he said he never saw one patient, he never went to a meeting. Every day he went into work, he just did this prayer. And after 3 years, they had to close the hospital because everybody just got better. And the ones that came in new, I mean, there was no more need for this hospital. And he said, I didn't heal them. He said, I healed the part of me that saw them that way, taking 100% responsibility for everything that showed up in his life. That's a tall order for a lot of us to, take responsibility for everything, because it's in front of our eyes and we experience it. We are responsible for that. But some people do that, and it can work. And the idea that we create our own reality. I think a more gentle way to see that is, instead of creating it, is that we attract our own reality. We allow our own reality by the way we're feeling and vibrating. So he said, I healed the part of me that saw them that way. And this prayer does work. And so how many people here, I'm sure I'm not the only one, that have been in a situation where you think, maybe I'll forgive that person if they apologize to me, maybe if they're nice enough, if they change, maybe I'll forgive them. And the idea is that we ask them for forgiveness. But here's the secret for me, that when I first found out this prayer, I was so excited about it, and it could backfire. Like if you just say it to the person, like an ex-husband's new wife, and it could backfire. You don't have to say it to the person's face. You just say it, and it will help your situation, because you're changing yourself. You're changing your own thought process and your own thinking. And the prayer is, I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And this is music from Richard Shulman. I used to meditate to his tape back in the early 90s, Light from the CC. And like side one was one day, and we'd get to that. It was a tape, and I had a dedicated cassette deck there. And then on the next day, side two, the next day, side one, the next day, side two. And whenever this one little piece came on, I always thought, oh, it's so lyrical. I would like to put words to that. And then it just never happened, and I kind of forgot about it. And a few years ago, we ran into each other, and we were next to each other at a festival, and he was playing his music, and I got reacquainted. And was invited to do the music at Unity in Ocala, and I called Reverend Mary Lou. I called her to find out, well, what's the talk on? I want to see if I can put music to it. And she said, I said, it's prosperity, right? She says, well, that's the theme for the whole month, but I'm going to do this little process, then I want you to do a song on forgiveness. And I'm like, well, nothing comes to mind. And I had a half an hour. I was on my way to a women's meditation at the Sufi Center in Sarasota. And when I got there, so I started to write the song with that melody. It just came. And when I got there, Jo Mui, the woman in charge that night, was teaching everybody the Ho'oponopono. And I had actually learned it a couple of years before, and she taught it in that order. I've heard it in other order too, but I love you, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, thank you. So that was kind of a confirmation. And then there were angels there, and it was a full moon, and so I talk about the full moon, and what I mean by that is, they say it takes 21 days or 28 days or 30 days to change a habit, to become a new person if you want to. So that's what that means. So your part goes like this. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Let's try that much. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity. Releasing negativity. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. Releasing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. Let's try from the beginning together. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negative. Revealing kindness. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. One more time for me. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I open up to the angels' blessings. I know the end is coming soon. Keep hope alive as I'm transcending. I'll be reborn by next full moon. I'll be reborn by next full moon. Here's us. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I love you and I am so sorry. Forgive me if you please. I thank you now and I will tomorrow. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. As I forgive. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Releasing negativity. Revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. Now here's the Ho'oponopono prayer. We'll just do it one line at a time until we get it. One time. I love you. I love you. Now your turn. I love you. I love you. Now my turn. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Now you. I'm so sorry. forgive, I am forgiven, releasing negativity, revealing kindness that once was hidden. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. I find a peaceful energy. Breathe that in. A peaceful energy. Beautiful job, everybody. Can I live here? Maybe. Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry. How is this supposed to feel? Because that's the part I get stuck on.
Well, you know, if you want to in your mind, you can say, I apologize. Because you're not the only one. Because the I am thing. But you know what? That's how the prayer was. And the prayer was created or came through in the, you know, with the idea, with the feeling of, you know, remorsefulness and apology. And it just, you know, it's simple. It's a simple language. I'm sorry. So you can say, I love you, I apologize, I apologize.
I guess it felt more like humility, like I'm humble.
Well,
like
maybe.
I could breathe it into my body if it was like I am humbled by your presence rather than I'm sorry. It felt like
Right, well, that's good. I think you got the right message.
So I just didn't know if it like the feeling.
Hey, you know, life is an interpretation. I think that was a good interpretation. Very good. I know some people have a problem with saying, oh, I'm sorry. Like they don't want to ever say, I'm sorry. So it's okay. So we're going to move on now. And I want to give you the gift of understanding. And a few years ago, I get an email from this guy. His name is Jay Woods. He's a Unity guy from Oberlin Park out in Kansas. And the email explains that he wrote this poem in 1999. So we actually spoke on the phone. So he goes, I'm not a poet, but God woke me up in the middle of the night and told me to write this poem down. And he's, you know, he's an older man in his 70s. He's a 12-step guy, and he doesn't mind me telling you that. And so, great guy, doesn't take anything personally, good sense of humor. We had a blast talking on the phone. So he wrote this poem, and then he took it to his minister, and she said, do something with it. So he and his wife created these beautiful laminated bookmarks with the poem on them. And as a result of them getting them into Unity bookstores over the years, a few years ago, the poem ended up in the Daily Word, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with that little magazine, and which meant it went to 150 different countries and it was translated into 7 languages. And so then Jay's getting all fired up, and then he thought, well, I'd like somebody to put music to this. So he finds me on Facebook. And so we spoke, and I'm looking at the poem on my computer screen, and as we're talking, I'm starting like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm feeling it as a waltz. So then I start visioning for him. I love to vision and get ideas, even if nobody listens. It's just fun to get ideas. So I said, okay, when we do the video, James and I, my husband, we're going to be videoed doing the waltz, because I feel this as a waltz. So Jay says, oh, don't get too far ahead of yourself. I'm like, I'm getting off the phone right now and writing it, which I did. It took me about 10 minutes to write it, because I had this inspiration. And then I called them the next day and sang it to them over the phone, and they loved it. And I think it was a good match. It's called I Understand. And actually, before I do the song, I want to talk a little bit about the way the poem builds on itself, kind of similar to the way Abraham Hicks teaches going up the emotional scale. So the lesson is, what they say, and I highly agree, is that you can't really go from a place of powerlessness, depression, to bliss and stay there. I mean, maybe if you're bipolar, you could, but it's not like a human way of being. So they say, move up the emotional scale, go slowly and consciously. So if you're feeling just disempowered, immobilized, depressed, the next step up A higher level of emotion is to get angry. You can get angry because when you're angry, you're having thoughts, there's at least some movement. You're not being immobilized anymore. And then the next step up from anger is revenge. And to me, revenge is kind of fun because I've stayed in revenge a few times, but consciously. Well, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I could do this or that. So, you're moving. You got the energy going, flowing. But don't stay there too long because, then if you stay anywhere long enough, then that'll become embodied in you. So, if you're conscious of it, and then it can actually become a little fun. Because for me, it's again, getting ideas of something to do or be. So then the next step up from revenge, maybe it's apathy. Maybe it's I just don't care. And then from there, maybe it's possibility. And then maybe it's being able to say hello to the person. Maybe it's doing the Ho'oponopono and apologizing in a way, and then it can start to move into those more positive feelings where we want to get to the love and the peace and the joy and the bliss vibrations. That's the highest. They say joy is our highest measure of success. So the song is a little bit like that, how it builds on itself. There's a twist to it though. So we're going to do it twice and you'll see how it builds. So the second time, please join me. Or if you already know it, join me. I understand. When I understand, I stand under. When I stand under, I support. When I support, I lift up. When I lift up, I raise. And when I raise, I praise. And when I praise, I encourage. And when I encourage, I strengthen. When I strengthen, I empower. And when I empower, I release. And when I release, I let go. And when I let go, I let God. And when I let God, I understand. Yes, I understand. Are we ready? We're going to go back to the key of G. Here we go. When I understand, I stand under. When I stand under, I support. When I support, I lift up. When I lift up, I raise. And when I raise, I praise. And when I praise, I encourage. And when I encourage, I strengthen. When I strengthen, I empower. And when I empower, I release. And when I release, I let go. And when I let go, I let go. And when I let go, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Okay. How much time do we have? Can I do one more? Because one more is what I know. Because Charlotte's going, oh yeah, 45 minutes. I'm like, oh, I gotta stretch it. So one more song, and I'm sure most of us here know this. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. And again, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. Everybody. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now here's the Codependence Anonymous version. God grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the one I can. God grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know that it is me, and the wisdom to know that it is from the top. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, blessed days. Good job, everybody. Prayer through singing, and now I'm going to turn it over to Reverend Charlotte. Yay! Oh, thank you. Oh, great. What a great group.
Oh, that was fun.
You want to go? Thank you so much. I'm coming back.
And of course, 2 to 4 today is the seminar, so you can sign up with James.
And can I just say, it's called A Circle of Passionate Manifestors. So we're going to do some manifesting techniques and a circle too with some ritual and some beauty. So it'd be nice to have you all there.
Thank you so much. And we will manifest great abundance for our center and each other as we bless our gifts. Take a moment to place your gift over your heart and give thanks for this glorious day and the many blessings that continue to come to us and through us. We offer these gifts and ask that they be used for the highest and holiest of purposes. And we are so grateful. And so it is. Amen.
God is my source. All my needs are met. Thank you, God. God is my source. All my modest Oh.
I had asked Fairy Elaine to do one song to close with. It was so much fun yesterday, this song, so.
Okay, we're going to do a song called Chase the Buddha that I learned especially to sing for Buddha's birthday party. And it's about, you get enlightened and it's like, aha, but then you got to lose the aha so you can get it again. Now, as human beings, we're designed to remember and forget so we can remember again. So anyway, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know that when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, you got to let him go. Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? That when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? That when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. And if a tree falls in the forest, would that tree then make a sound? If a tree falls in the forest, would that tree then make a sound? Depends on if the tree hits the ground. Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? That when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. Now we're going to hear the sound of one hand clapping. What is the sound of one hand clapping? What is that sound? I'd like to know. What is the sound of one hand clapping? What is that sound? I'd like to know. Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? That when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta one more time. Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? Chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, chase the Buddha, but don't you know? That when you chase that Buddha, to catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. To catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. To catch the Buddha, gotta let him go. Thank you. Good job. Fun.
Yeah, fun. Well, Elaine, you're wonderful. Thank you. We're so blessed. And we look forward to having you come back soon.
With my husband on bass, James a lot.
And now I'd like us to make our circle and we will close our time here together.
Can somebody come up here so I can be in the circle
Yeah.
too? Okay, hold on to this.
Okay.
And then you come over here. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Okay, now what you're going to do is, what's your name?
Karen.
Karen, you're going to put your hand right here on me. Okay, so now we have a
And I'm
circle.
going to bless it, and then we'll sing.
Okay.
I would like to offer a special blessing to our beloved spirit sister, Sharon, who's in hospice, and Mary. We send you our love and support, and we know that the angels are surrounding Sharon and you, and bless both of you for this time. We love you. And God bless Mother Earth, and peace and love prevail, and so it is. Amen.